Why, hello there, my fellow beekeepers. Rodamont here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival. Episode 33, Golden Poppies and Golden Honey. There's probably a bunch of bees up in there too, I imagine. I do find it funny that the most common trees around where I live are oaks. Which makes me wonder what my actual longitude and latitude really is. If it's oaks. Because it doesn't make a whole... Oh, there's some boars. Okay, this one's easy because I'm staring at it. Perfect. No, earth destruction required. In fact, I don't even need that high. So you stick the skep down next to the hive, and then you plant a whole bunch of flowers around so that the bees can grow their population, and then they will populate the empty skep, which then you can backpack, move around, and put the hive wherever you want it. Not all of these flowers might be within the range of that skep that we're trying to transplant, but like, as long as they have some. So I'm going to dig up a few more flowers, put them over there, and call this task done. And as you can see, there's like lots of wild poppies around, so it's not an issue to replant them. And a lot of berries around too. So nearby flowers 8. That will probably read higher, but if it doesn't, I'll have to move some dirt to get the flowers closer. But if you look at the wild hive, it will tell you how many nearby flowers are registered. And you probably want like at least 20 to really encourage the hive to move. I forget the actual value that the game says you need, but you need a bunch. Ooh. We'll stop for flax. Guess we'll take rice too. I think this is cow parsley, maybe? Oh no. Woad. What, is this? Yeah, it's a... No, it's a plant, not a flower? Never mind. Yeah, it's for, clothing dyes. We are losing daylight. But I got my super bright lantern, so not a problem if we need to go into the night. That's some cow parsley. Oh, okay. The game was like, huh, you want this flower? Too bad. Let's go double check the skep. And what I'm going to do here is the skep that I'm transplanting. Transplanting bees. I'm going to make this bright red. So I know it's like visibly very separate from the other bees on the map tile. That way I don't have to wonder which one to run back to. But let's see how many more... Yeah, 34? Alright, that's fine. Population large. With 34 nearby flowers, that empty skep is going to fill up in no time. Question. Should I make another transplant? Basically, should I like harvest some papyrus here and some clay? I'm sure I'll find clay and set up another transplantation, or call it quits, head home, and circle back to this skep later. Basically, should I change priorities or should I keep going? Because there's lots of cattail around me where I am, so like I could pretty easily put together another empty skep and set up like these bees to be moved if you want. That seems to be the popular choice. Okay. Well, that gives me something to work on while I wait for the first one to transplant. So let's collect cattails, and because I think they're more predominant in this area. Oh, this is bad water. Phooey. I didn't realize. Whatever, it just makes us extra hungry. I'll collect the flowers later. I'm not too worried about the flowers over the, maybe I'll just do golden poppies. I don't want to fill my inventory with, like, a bunch of different varieties of flowers, because that takes up a lot of room. There seems to be a whole lot of golden poppies around, so I'll just get whatever golden poppies I find for skip transplantation. Ooh, lightning on the horizon. So the next hive that I was thinking of getting is maybe this one. So let's add that to the pin, or to the waypoint pin, and work our way down there. Oh, made of copper. Cool. And we are looking for clay of some sort. That's the, well, not just clay, I suppose. We're also looking for, cattails, but clay is probably going to be harder to find. Although I look at some of these ponds around me, and maybe I'm wrong. Because a lot of the cattails are kind of gone. So yeah, it looks like we're going to do another transplanted skep. No, when I tab out, sometimes I'm like staring at the sky. Very disorienting. I'm like a little bit less comfortable being this far from home in the dark with like my gear on and all that, but what are these markers? Oh, bushes? Yeah, it's fine. I'm on low-key high alert. I've done no cattail spotting so far. I could just head home and, like, get the skep that we already have. I was hoping to save myself the run. Because every time you harvest... So even when you start beekeeping, every time you harvest the bees that you never really domesticate the bees. So you have to destroy the skeps to get the harvests, which means you're constantly replacing the skeps that you harvest, because you... So the process is really just like, you transplant them home, and then through the same process of adding a lot of flowers around it, you let them spread around your base. What was that noise? And then once they hit critical numbers and they've spread, you can start harvesting them. So, generally I see people like, will have like, it really depends on how much honey you want. But something like, let's say, 9 skeps. So that if you harvest like 4 of them, the remaining 5 can repopulate the next 4. Something along those lines. So that's sort of the process at play. And the reason I mention that is the more... Okay, so it's deer around here. The more I get now, the easier it's going to be to get like the critical numbers of bees so that I can start harvesting. But I'm not really sure my time's being spent all that well. Like wandering around in the dark in potentially predator-infested forests looking for clay and cattails, which I can't seem to find. I know that's papyrus, but we already started in the cattails. God, now there's like so much papyrus. Fine, I guess. Maybe we'll get 16 papyrus first at this rate. And like no clay. According to the wiki, 26 flowers plus, less than a day. Anywhere from 1 to 15 in-game hours. Yeah, and it also depends on like the wild hive's population, I think. And that one was like a large hive already, which I think plays to my advantage. It's possible that that skep that I transplanted is already ready to go. I'll circle back there in a minute. So now we have the, we've got the papyrus we need. I just need the clay. Yeah, you know what? It's fine. Leave them alone. Even if they hurt me a little. Oh, there's crabs everywhere. I keep avoiding the deep water as if it's like a problem, but it really isn't, given that I've got a lantern now. It's like habits die hard. Might as well grab that. I already have the other native copper in my inventory. It's not saving me any room not picking that up. Yeah, as soon as I have the papyrus, I find lots of cattails. Yeah, it's just how it goes, right? Populated skep. Yep. Okay. In this point, let's condense my inventory, because I'm going to have to give up one of my backpacks. So, cattails go bye-bye. I'm going to grab the golden poppies, because I have more golden poppies than really anything else. So, we will have a local population back home of golden poppies. And then, grab the skep. I'm just trying to make as much room as possible, because we're going to have to ditch a backpack. So, what does that mean? Flax grain, native copper, there. Oh, that frickin'. Ah. There we go. So I have a skip on me now. We could always put another skep down to transplant these. So these bees, I don't think I'm going to get rid of. I'm not going to harvest or anything, because we can always come back and put another skep down if we want. And I'm going to be leaving most of the flowers except for the golden poppies, so like it's entirely possible to come back here and get more bees, because that was a pretty fast process. That was, I mean, I got fortunate in how quick that was, but that's because I like brute forced it with a bunch of flowers. All right, heading back home. And we'll set this skep up with an empty skep near it and a whole lot of flowers around it, and it should start spreading and making new queens, essentially. I can walk the coast, I think. Yeah, I can walk the coast. So, I'm pretty close to being done with this at this point. Gladly. It took me a while to get it going. But what do you want me to work on next? Up to you guys. And I really do like the look of the golden poppy, so I'm just going to make that my exclusive flower for beekeeping. Just as a preference. I mean, all flowers work as long as when you mouse over it says flower. Because if it's a fern or a plant, it will not help bees. Might be pretty, though. I really don't have room for that. It is 30 Celsius. Well, I didn't run into too much trouble. Got really unlucky with, like, trying to find the first few hives, but eventually my luck turned and the game director had mercy on me. Let me transplant those bees quickly. Because, I mean, if you don't have a lot of flowers, or you just get some bad RNG where it's like a small hive with a low pop, it can take a few days. But I got lucky and it took almost no time at all. Now, the other thing is I need to decide exactly where this goes. I was thinking maybe somewhere between my berry bushes and the ocean? I don't know. I'll take a look. I'll do a quick survey before we plop down the skep. Now, where I initially popped down the skep is not a big deal because it's always going to be picked back up again and moved. So it's not like a permanent choice we're having to make here or anything like that. All right, now that I have the bees, let's put the sound back. Before I forget. It's been, like, deathly quiet. I mean, I think from a difficulty standpoint, having weather effects and music really is into my disadvantage, because I'm not going to be able to hear, like, faint growls or hisses or barking or whatever noise you would hyenas make. But the world feels cozier with music. Alright, I'm going to put away some of the food and stuff I've got and then decide where these bees go. Meat in there is looking a little foul. And I don't mean chicken. Oh well. No biggie. Isn't like I can't hunt up more. Alright, this water sucked. So, dump it. And let's go get some new well water. I somehow failed to notice that it was not, like, good water. But we already have 20 liters of water in the well. So this is easily going to get me the water that I need to survive. I don't really need to boil anymore. But yeah, you can see the movement speed difference of carrying 10 liters of water. I am not fast. There we go. Got my water bottle nice and full. Alright, it looks like we're going to do agriculture next. So, the follow-up question I have for you guys is where to set up the skeps. And I'm going to give you some options. So, option number 1 is going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to be land forming. Well, actually, that might be too close to the base. So one of the things to consider is there will be buzzing noises, right? Like, so if it's really honestly too close to the base, it will be annoying because you'll just hear buzz all the time. So option number 1 is going to be south of the farm, where I am now. 1, south of the farmland. Oops. Alright, 2. Between the berry bushes and the ocean. Now, the disadvantage there is there's a bit of, like, the bushes themselves, like, block line of sight. But, whatever. I mean, it is reasonable to put it around here on this spit of land. So 2, west of the berries. Oops, going the wrong way. And then one last one will be east of the smithy. So somewhere near where the high fertility soil spot is, like around here. There we go. Some simple choices. So 2.5 minutes to vote on that, and then the next task we're going to have is to set up the expand the farm. So the beekeeping. I'm trying to think of what other considerations we need to make. Yes, we'll probably want a fence around our skeps because raccoons, not that we have a lot of raccoons nearby, but raccoons will steal honey. So I think it's smart to set up our skeps with a fence wherever we end up putting it to protect it from predators, for lack of a better term. So to that end, I don't have a lot of materials for fences, so I ought to get some before too long. It seems you guys are pretty on the fence with where you want it. Sorry, pun fully intended. Because... oh, this is walnut fence. Ooh. I could have mixed fences, but I think I'm going to cut down a new tree because I want kapok fences, or like all of one wood type. Mostly for the aesthetics. Doesn't matter as far as the game's concerned, but matters to me. And it looks like west of the berries, gonna be the option. Somewhere between the berries and the sea. I eat golden poppies in my own backyard. Now it's just time to distill some opiates, right? Just kidding. Good news. Sun's with us at least. Alright, there we go. Got our fences. And I'll keep the rest of the wood for other projects. Alright. Lantern, you could be there. Pick it back up in a second. So, west of the berries. Let's do that. So I think what I want to do is I'm planning on building a little wooden bridge the same way I did on the other side. Here, leading this way. Meaning that these two berry bushes are going to be removed to make way for a path that goes to my my skeps. It'll be my secret garden. Man, that is a throwback. So yeah, that's the plan. To put it in and around here. So we'll start the fence here. I don't have the gate yet. Right. These are ferns. I can't just move them like that. Oh, there's another gap in the... Where'd these berries go? The hell? Who took my berries? Wait. Yeah. There we go. So... How big do we want this? So, entryway... 1... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? By 11? And we can always make it larger if we want later on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Because early on, I'm just not going to have a lot of bees, but once they spread, we can always make this larger. Pretty easy to move fences. And I'm just going to put posted corners up. Make it seem like they're like larger posts in the ground or something. Cut back some of the bushes. And then right in the middle, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. should be the center, I think. And that will be the center skep. Here we go. Surround this with flowers, and then I want to put the other empty skep up on a post nearby so that it can spread. So let's add the other posts here. We'll have a post here, a post here, a post here, and a post here. So up to 5 once more spreading is done, with room to circle back and increase the numbers at a later date, right? Like, first version of our project is smaller in scope, very much by design. And there should be plenty of flowers around the other skep spots so that they are easily spread to. All right. Other part of this project is the bridge. So there's the post for the bridge. And I'm going to do it the same way I did the other one. Capox slabs and did I have Capox stairs? Or I think I just carved up a slab with a chisel and hammer. And I'll do the same thing. Ugh, I'm so bad at this. Okay, so we'll chisel that later. But there we go. We need the gate. And then I need to put the other skeps, but nearby flowers 50. Yeah, okay. That's going to spread like instantly. So before I mark this one as down, let's just put the other skeps in, because I mean, I'm going to want them anyway. Oh, I didn't have my clay. And then I'll put these down, and then I'll go grab the skep from my house and put that one in too. And that should spread pretty quickly. It's already population large. It's like insane how fast it is. It doesn't even... I've done this before, obviously, and this is like way faster than I've ever had population spread. So it's honestly weird how quick it's going. That'll be for my mailbox. No, I can't put this down. Oh, I didn't mean to do that again. There we go. So we've got... Hey, Stash, how's it going, man? Where were you playing today? I'll give you a shout out in just a second. I need papyrus for one more skip. And then if we really want, I can put posts in the corners and then we'll have the full 9, but that's out of scope for what we're doing right now. Foundry. I only vaguely know about Foundry, so lay it on me. Tell me about the game. And welcome to you and your crew. I am just wrapping up trying to start beekeeping. And then I am going to be farming. But for me to finish the beekeeping, I want to make one more skep for the bees. And how's it going? Are you still on your vacation? Your, like, impromptu vacation? I'm gonna be on the very opposite here in a minute. My wife goes out of town tomorrow. So... single dad time. Oh, yeah. No, I'm very lucky. I've got a kid who loves hanging out with me. And we do the same things. Build cool stuff with Legos. Play with remote control cars. If I didn't have sciatica, I'd be like building snow forts. Playing video games. Good dad-son time, exactly. And then making his favorite food. He's not too picky of an eater. Some of the food he likes is, like, pretty unusual, too. He loves mushrooms. I've said this before. But it's like, most kids don't love mushrooms. He loves mushrooms. Alright, there's all the steps. All we need now is the gate. Which is what? 2 planks, 4 sticks. And... then we'll have a raccoon-proof beekeeping area. I might want to just fill the zone with the poppies, though, because it's like almost 100% poppies, but not quite. There's a few more spots that are lacking poppies, so let's get a few more flowers just to like really say that version 1.0 of this task is done. And then I'll start farming. I think if I'm going to be farming for the next task, I'm going to go to the effort of getting a tin bronze shovel and hoe. Because I am tired of making more new hoes like every 2 seconds. It's getting to be annoying. We're making some poppy honey. Yeah. It's gonna get me so high. I mean, there is actually such a thing as mad honey. Psychoactive honey. But I don't think poppy honey would be psychoactive, I'd imagine. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not a poppy farmer. I'm not a beekeeper. Maybe it would be. Scab farm with those poppies look nice? Yeah, I mean, for a voxel game, this game is gorgeous. And the amount of blocks that it has, it has, I know you couldn't really tell, it has like, how many? Like 10,000 blocks? It's something ridiculous. It's absurd. I love it. Okay, I think this field is fully poppied. So the extra poppies, I'll just put on the other side of the fence. Has it spread already? No. But I'm sure it will spread pretty... Oh! No, I misread. I'm sure it'll spread pretty soon. So there we go! Beekeeping is done. I did such a good job beekeeping, you can actually see it from space. It's not exactly true. See it from the radar. Alright, next project. Expand the farm. Now, my old fence is walnut, and, let's fix this bridge, too. In fact, I might want to have the bridge terminate not where the fence is, but there instead. So the old fence is walnut. I'll put in, like, the new fence in Capic, but, like, I know it's gonna look a little weird. Because it's gonna be mixed wood. But yeah, we're gonna be expanding this bad boy to accommodate more crop. I think if we're ever going to really get like a windmill, we're going to need more flax. And I'd really like to start milling grain as well. So the demands of a modern society, right? The grind for grain. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.